What's up, Veggie Outers? I gotta ask y'all to give me one moment while I finish setting some technical stuff up and just ensuring that everyone can hear me. And then we're streaming on Facebook and also YouTube now. So let me just confirm a few things and we should be good to go. It looks like for the most part, we're set up good. That's good to hear. Hey, Gail. It's nice to see you. It looks like we're good on YouTube and we're also good on Facebook. Let me just double check. We can't stream in a group, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Yeah, we're live. Cool. So, Veggie Outers, I want to welcome y'all to the first Q&A that we'll be doing on basically how to maintain a vegan or plant-based diet. Technically, this isn't the first Q&A we've ever done. I used to do these back when the Veggie Outers first started, but we kind of got away from that, so we're kind of returning to the fundamentals of things. But I do actually want to say this: like the meetups have gotten pretty big over the years, and at the end of the day, we are a resource for people who want to switch to a plant-based diet to utilize. So if y'all ever have any questions during an actual meetup, like don't think that Elijah's on the other side of the table, like way down there. I have a question about veganism or plant-based diet, but now it's not the right time to ask. You can literally just raise your hand and say, Elijah, hey, I have a question about the plant-based lifestyle, and I will physically come to you to answer your question because that's what we're here for. Gail, you said, sorry, I was on YouTube. Hey, either one works. I was just explaining to everyone that at the meetups, if anyone ever has a question about the plant-based lifestyle, feel free to pull me aside and ask me that question, even if I'm on the other side of the meetup or the other side of the table. Don't feel bad in doing that. But yeah, we had a great meetup at a Goji Cafe yesterday. Unfortunately, that's the last time we'll be going there because they were going out of business. But the owner is actually at D Vegan in Richardson too, and they have very similar food, so you can still experience kind of Goji Cafe in that kind of way. Speaking of the meetup, we actually had a lot of good questions at yesterday's meetup at Goji Cafe that I'm going to incorporate it into this Q&A. So in the chat, if y'all have any questions that y'all want to ask me about a plant-based lifestyle, where do you get your protein? Where do you get the balance of omegas, whether it be 3, 6, and a lot of people forget about omega-9, trace minerals, just anything like that, feel free to leave them in the chat and we will get to those. But for the moment, we do have some questions that I'm going to pull up on the stream right now. So I'm going to go to the veggieaddicts.com. Let me share my screen. I don't want to be reading this and y'all can't see. So I'm going to share the screen. Okay, so we are now on the Veggie Outers website, and I'm doing it this way because if anyone, you can always consult this resource before asking me, because there's a lot of questions we've already gotten that I've answered. So right when you hover over what it says veganism, it has FAQs for Elijah. You can just click on that, and any questions I get at any point, period, in regards to a plant-based lifestyle, I will be updating this FAQ section. But for the moment, we're going to go over the questions that I already have. Some of these were inspired by last night. But let's start off with, what is your approach to getting all the nutrition you need on a vegan or plant-based diet? So I'm going to go ahead and just read. I'd like to start off by saying that most Americans in general are nutritionally deficient. That includes non-vegans, which is true. This is partly due to the poor information on the subject that we are taught, or rather not taught in school. With that being said, it's important to know about the plant-based sources of key macro and micronutrients. For the macronutrients, it's actually pretty simple. The key is variety. I make sure to include almost every type of food in my diet to get my macronutrients. This includes vegetables, fruits, grains, etc. If you want to know specifically what I do for protein, I say consider checking this article out. Now, I'm not going to click on the article because that'll lead to somewhere else. I'll just say basically what I do. But there are plants that are high in protein, like moringa and alfalfa, sea moss. And there's a company called Divine Medical that has this protein herbal formula that I take, and I consume 3 capsules worth of that a day. I say 3 capsules worth because you don't have to consume the capsules. I take a jar and fill it up with water, pull the herbal capsules out, shake it up, and drink it. And that's how I get my quote unquote protein without me having to make sure I'm getting it like specifically from my macronutrient diet, if that makes any sense. Now you can do that if you want, but I want to cover my bases by making things simple, and I'm going to get into that in a sec. Moving on to micronutrients, I use a nutritive approach. Now, officially, I don't even know if that's even a word. It's just something that popped in my head one day to explain a concept that I do. But a nutritive is something that has a lot of key micronutrients in it. I feel they have gotten a bad rap over the years with people overpromising things concerning them just so they can sell them. For instance, someone may say that you could survive just off this nutritive. A good example, moringa when it first came out was known as like the super plant, and like people were saying you could live solely off moringa when in reality that's not true. You can't really live off of any one thing. In fact, if you continuously take something over and over and over and over and over again with no variety in your diet whatsoever, there's a chance you'll develop an allergic reaction to it. So because of that, nutritives have kind of got a bad rap, but that doesn't mean they don't have value. This is obviously untrue. And even if it was, your body, well, I just said what I just told you. Scrolling down, nutrients are still very useful though, because they help to ensure that you are getting everything you need if your diet is lacking in any particular micros. This is mainly why I use them. I don't care much for having to architect my meals to a large degree to ensure I'm getting all I need nutritionally. Yes, I keep in mind that this type of food is a good source of iron, zinc, a vitamin, etc. But nutrients make it so I don't have to design my meal solely around getting the micronutrients. I'm going to add to this too. Vegetable juicing helps with this too. But we'll expand on that in future Q&As unless someone has a question on it. As far as what nutrients I take, I tend to stay away from the processed ones, like stuff you find at GNC, for instance, and only use the raw herbal ones. Some examples of these are below. I'm going to click on these so you can see. I don't just take one of these on. This is very key. I alternate between them. I'll buy one, take it till it runs out, and buy another nutritive. I do this until I've taken them all, then I rinse and repeat. Since one tends to last about a month, this ensures I get a variety of nutrients from multiple sources while at the same time ensuring that I get them. So this is very important because a lot of vegans don't get enough variety in their diet. So we'll change our diet, okay? And we'll start eating we might figure out a few recipes and we'll end up repeating those recipes over and over and over again. And we kind of forget to keep expanding our recipes until we have a decent variety of just recipes that will cover various nutritions. Now, I know what I just said about the nutritives helps balance this out, but even still, swinging back to the macronutrients, you want to make sure you're getting a variety because when you can get said nutrient from various sources, that's when you maximize your health from a nutritional perspective. So you're getting your iron not just from burdock root, but you're also getting it from certain leafy greens, and you're also getting it from here. So yeah. Moving on to the nutritives. Let's click on the first one. Okay, I gotta change something real quick so y'all can see when I open a new tab. I'm gonna stop sharing and I'm gonna share like my entire screen, not just a particular tab. Entire screen, share. So this is the first nutritive that I clicked on. It's from and I should say this: the Veggie officially is not affiliated with any of these companies. But with that being said, I've used all of these, so just so you know. But this company is called DivineMedicals.com, and it's called the Emerald Cell Greens formula. And when we scroll down, we're gonna look at the ingredients because that's the important part. And you can see the ingredients. So it says moringa, alfalfa, kelp, organic nettle leaf, spinach leaf, parsley leaf, organic wheatgrass, okra, organic barley grass, organic spirulina, organic Japanese green matcha leaf, lentil, chlorella, kale leaf, and organic broccoli powder. So all that is combined into one formula. And these herbs are essentially dehydrated, not using heat processing, so they're raw, which means they have the best the how can I put it? You're consuming them in a raw form that hasn't been cooked, so they'll be better for you and more easily absorbed into your body. So that's an example of one nutritive. Gonna back out of that and click on another one. Okay, this is from the same company, and this is a herbal vitamin and minerals. $100 caps, 100 capsules. I'm gonna talk about the price in a sec because there is a little kind of a cheat code I've developed for that if money is an issue. But you see the same thing: the moringa leaf, the kelp. I'm not gonna go into all of the ingredients because you can see them on the screen, and you can click on them if you want to know like the detailed details. I want y'all to just really get the concept of a nutritive. So I'm gonna back out of that, go back into page. Next, we have Nutriplex. So scroll down. And this one I think is personally underrated because they include a lot of nutrients specifically in regards to planting and farming. They're adding a lot of minerals that are not found in our soil in America due to the soil being damaged. Let's back out of that. Lastly, we have the Limu Original. And this is probably the most well-known, but Limu Original contains a very nutritious element from the sea called limu. Stop trying to upsell me. I hate pop-ups. I'm not gonna get off track, but trying to look at the website and something pops up on the screen like, well, let me finish looking at the screen first. But yeah, limu essentially has a sea vegetable in there called a limu, and it fits in the same category as a lot of sea vegetables, very nutritious for you. But this one in particular has been known to, I gotta think of the best way to say this because the FDA may not approve of something I'm about to say, so I gotta say it in the right way. It's been known to assist in the healing of various chronic diseases. I'll say that. But in addition to that, it's also very nutritious. And one thing the other nutritives don't necessarily have is the omegas. This one does have the omegas. So let me go back to the FAQ section. And yeah, we'll move on to the next question. Next question. How do you get your omega 3, 6, and 9? So I take a nutritive approach here as well. The difference though is I will construct my meals based around the type of fats that are in the food if I'm using oils or nuts. The reason being that it is critical to keep your omega 3 and 6 in balance. Hold on, I got a text. I thought, yeah, I'm swinging back to it. Now, doing so can have health repercussions. A reason for this, it's very important that you keep the omega 3 and omega 6 in your body balanced. When they get out of balance, that's when you can have some health problems regardless of your diet. And if you're not getting enough fats, this is why a lot of people, when they get older, start having mental problems because the brain is mostly consisted of fats. The nutritives help to make sure I'm getting my omegas and it helps to keep them balanced. But a general understanding of what foods are good sources of omega 6 and 3 is needed. This goes double if you consume a lot of nuts in your diet, like I do, as these are mostly fats. The nutrients that I switch between for fats are below. The dosage is a tablespoon a day. Always get them cold pressed and never use them for frying. So that's important. Some people may be consuming oil. Well, they'll get an oil like, well, I was using canola oil, which is one of the worst oils you could fry with. And then they'll use like olive oil or hemp seed oil or something like that. But essentially, you're changing the form of the oil, and that's not good for you. It's going to actually be bad for you. So when consuming these oils, yep, if you're doing it for nutritious purposes, don't fry them. This changes the form of the oil and they act as free radicals in your body, making the person more susceptible to disease. More on this can be found on the book Fats That Heal, Fats That Kill by Udo Ermasi. I have never been able to pronounce his name, but y'all be able to give me one sec. Where is that book? Hmm. Well, it's up there somewhere. I was gonna pull it out, but I don't want to stop the stream to actually look for it. But yeah, it is in my library. I highly recommend that book. Moving on to the wait, no, not moving on. Let's cover the oils. So these oils, they're linked to basically Amazon, where you could get these, but essentially the oils that have all three omegas that I take on a regular basis, black seed oil, take that till I run out, then move on to moringa oil, take that till I run out, then move on to hemp seed oil, take that till I run out, then move on to the limu, which if you're keeping track, that's also a nutritive in this section that we covered. And once I run out of that, I rinse and repeat. Let me check in real quick to see if we have any questions. It looks like we're good, but if y'all have any questions, y'all just leave them in the chat. Okay, next question. Do you drink coffee? No, I don't. I've never been a coffee person, mainly because it takes a toll on your adrenal glands. And that will really bite you in the butt later in life where you're just tired all the time. And when it comes to you needing to really rush and pick up the pace on something, you have trouble because your adrenal glands start losing the ability to pump the right amount of adrenaline in your system to get you going. So, yeah. Let's see. If you were struggling with being alert or fully waking up, this is a sign that your diet needs to improve in a lot of cases. This is assuming that you're getting the appropriate levels of sleep. So if you're not getting enough sleep, simple solution is get enough sleep if you can. If you are not, then you'll definitely want to address that first. Incorporating more raw food, vegan meals could assist with this issue, mainly because the raw food, vegan meals will have enzymes, and that contributes to your energy levels. So a lot of people aren't getting enough enzymes in their food, and the only way to get that really is if you're eating the food raw. And most people, I don't think they're about to go like shoot an impala and eat it raw. So let's just go with the raw food vegan option, right? Exercise is also a way to increase your energy naturally. There are some healthy alternatives should you need them. What I personally do is use a form of ozone therapy if I need extra energy. I love ozone therapy. So I have an ozone machine with a tube attached to it. I place the tube in 2 cups of water and ozonate the water for 30 minutes to an hour. Once it's finished, I drink the water. This helps to keep me hydrated, and it's a way of getting ozone into my body, which converts into oxygen in the body. That oxygen then converts into energy. Ozone also plays a big role in helping your immune system deal with disease in general, so there's an added benefit. More can be found on ozone therapy in Ed McCain's book, Flood Your Body with Oxygen. Now, I know I have that one. Here we are. I'm the papa. This one, Flood Your Body with Oxygen. I know it's on the screen, but I just have to show it. But like I said, if y'all have any questions, y'all could also ask me because I've read all this stuff. But y'all probably wondering about like this ozone machine, like largely what is that? Let me see it. So we're clicking on the link that's provided. This is a cheap one, and this is really like all you need, but it costs around $50, as you can see. But this will give you the ability to ozonate water, and that can be used for energy. So if energy is the problem, this is something I highly recommend. This is something we talked about deeper in last night's meetup. Someone specifically, well, they didn't ask about ozone, but the conversation went to ozone generator and the benefits that ozone has when you consume it. So that's getting a little off topic from a plant-based lifestyle, but it does fall into health and wellness. Other coffee alternatives is the I've never been able to pronounce this. Takechino herbal coffee brand. I know I butchered that, but their coffee is made up of a combination of herbs and fruit that produce the same effect as coffee, but without the damage to your health long term. Let's go ahead and click on that so y'all can get a visual of what it is. But yeah, this brand has been around for quite some time. They have various different flavors. And this is actually the coffee that I provide in my rental units that I have on Airbnb because I have coffee makers in there. But so I told myself I could not offer coffee because I don't want to be part of the problem. I know it has a health tax, but I wanted to offer them something. So I put the alternative coffee in here, and people have been drinking it. I even have stevia for sweetener, and people have been eating that up too. So this tells me that it's pretty much as good as the original coffee. Now, full disclosure, I have not tried this personally, the herbal coffee. I mean, because I was never a coffee person, but a lot of people vouch for it. Now, this told you a testimonial from my guest to stay in my rental unit. So clearly, it gives a similar or same effect without the health drawbacks. So, scrolling down, I believe we've reached the end of the FAQ of questions that were submitted and I've already answered. So, we're going to go to, let me get rid of this. That way I'm on screen. We're going to start answering questions from the chat. Okay, Gail, have you ever used one of those gadgets that makes your water alkaline? Yes, I have. Um, I think that if you can afford it, that's great. I vouch for it. The only thing is ozone alkaline machine, or well, yeah, an alkaline machine that most people will kind of refer to it as, can be kind of pricey. So if you're looking for alternative ways of alkalizing your water, you can obviously buy the alkaline water that's in health food stores. Another way is if your diet is, you can change this in your diet too. So it kind of goes back to being like a food architect, which is something I don't care for. But if you're willing to actually look into it, you can architect your meal so that this meal is more so alkaline, and that'll help balance the pH levels in your body so that alkaline water becomes less relevant because you're getting what you need from the food. So that's another way of dealing with it. But yeah, I vouch for the alkaline water machines. It's just they can be expensive. So something to save towards, but in the meantime, you can always change your diet around to get the alkalinity you need. Another bonus from the nutritive approach, a lot of those nutritives, with the exception of the limu doesn't really affect your pH levels. The other nutritives are actually alkaline in nature. Well, the limu and the herbal minerals, they don't affect the pH level, but the emerald cell greens nutritive and the Nutriplex, they specifically are more alkaline in nature. So that helps balance the equation there. Let's see. So yeah, let me know if that answered your question. And if anyone else has any questions, we'll go ahead and dive into it. I can hang around for at least another 10 minutes. Then I have to get going because, as you see, I'm dressed up because I have an event to go to. But we're still knocking this Q&A out the park, and we're going to be, start doing this on a more regular basis. Bi-weekly, if not maybe monthly. It just depends on how often we need to do them. That answer your question, Gail? Awesome. Yeah. So if anyone doesn't have any other questions, we'll go ahead and start wrapping up. Let's see. I will say this for our next Q&A. Anyone is welcome to ask any question in regards to health and wellness, but going forward, I'll start to have like a general topic that I'll cover before going into the Q&A. I think the next topic that would be good to cover is actually the concept of juicing. Yes, Gail. I wonder if that alternative coffee is direct marketing. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, being a business person, it falls in the category of like why do we call almond milk and cashew milk and oats milk like milk when it's essentially not. It's mainly whatever it is, water. it might as well be like that's almond water, that's oats water, that's cashew almond, that's macadamia nut water. But marketing wise, you want to attach it to something that people already know about. So they call it milk, even though everyone knows it's not, and it works. People start buying it, and they don't have to deal with the problems of getting stocked up because they just ate a bunch of dairy and all the mucus and stuff. Then they keep consuming it. So I wouldn't be the herbal coffee brand. It really falls in the same category because the same stuff that's in coffee, like caffeine, isn't in the ingredients of the herbal coffee. Yeah. But yeah, next Q&A, we'll do a topic of juicing. Specifically, I'm gonna be quiet while the fire truck goes by me. I don't know if y'all heard that, but yeah. I mean, I wonder if I can sell it. I say go for it, gal. Maybe they have an affiliate program. Um, you'd be surprised what programs are out there for companies that you may not know about or that you even know about. Like a lot of people may know that a company they've been doing business with for years actually has an affiliate program. That's up, but the software I use for my email marketing, I didn't know they had an affiliate program for the longest time. When I started it, I signed up and I was like, wow, I'm leaving money on the table. But yeah, next time we do the Q&A, we'll do a lot about, sorry, that's more of a business question than food. Oh, true, but I'm pretty sure people didn't particularly mind because they may have had that question in their head. But yeah, next Q&A we'll do a topic of vegetable juicing because that's something that has a lot of benefits to it, even outside of just obviously the nutrition you're getting with the juice. If you're doing vegetable juicing, a lot of the nutritives I brought up, specifically the capsule ones, if you don't do capsules like me, for the most part, I don't really like doing capsules. Like my mom is one of those people too. One of those people too. She doesn't like swallowing things. You could actually pull the capsule apart in your vegetable juice, mix it in, and just drink it, and you get it in your system that way. So that's another bonus. But juicing is kind of underrated, and we're going to be covering that the next time we do a Q&A, in addition to anything else that people want to talk about as far as questions go. But it looks like we don't have any other questions, so I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Go to this event, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of fantasizing about like this vegan, this I forgot what it's called, but it's this dish at Vegan Food House. Like that's gonna be my reward after a pretty long day. So I'm looking forward to that. But if y'all have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you had a question that like you weren't present for the stream, but you would have really liked to ask it, feel free to leave that in the comment section below, and we'll address it in the next live stream. Well, I'll address it in the comment section for you so you'll have the answer, but I'll include that question in the next stream. But with that being said, I'll catch y'all in the next stream or at the next meetup, which one ever comes first, and I'll see y'all later.